Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I got 3 figures in front of me. These are my favorite 3 figures from last year. I didn't think we were going to get these figures for a couple of years because I figured they would be coming out for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. But it seemed like a whole lot of stuff got pushed out this last year, and I don't know, for good or for bad, right? So I got the figures, they're fantastic, and so here's going to be the question of the day. Do I buy these again in 2 years when they pack them up on those Return of the Jedi cards? And that's going to be a really good question, right? We also know that the Boba Fett for Return of the Jedi is coming in a box, and we're pretty sure that one's going to end up on a card, and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want to buy that one carded as well, because that guy is just going to sell no matter what. So here's the question. You can leave it in the comments. Are you going to get the carded versions of all the figures that I'm going to show you right now? Because these are all the figures that I have that I think will end up on a Return of the Jedi card in a few years. So on top of that, these 3 figures right here, I got the Admiral Ackbar, which is from Return of the Jedi. I got a Han Solo in Carbonite block, which was a Return of the Jedi card. Which was an Empire Strikes Back carded deal, but could easily become a Return of the Jedi carded because it's at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. And so on top of that, here is a Han Solo, indoor Han, without the jacket, without the vest. Could that show up as a separate carded figure like that? Maybe they redo something with his hair, and he becomes the freed from Carbonite Han Solo on a card, right? So going in that respect, we would have Skiff Guard Lando in disguise on card. We would have Princess Leia or Bush in disguise. We would have a Gourmet Guard again on a card, right? And we would have the Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight that Walmart just put out, but he would be on a 40th anniversary card. So here's the thing. Would any of these be exclusives? Would this one go back to being a Walmart exclusive? Would they get upset if they carded them and sold them in a different store, right? The other things we would talk about is the Emperor, of course, would get re-released. And of course, with the Emperor, you got Darth Vader, who gets another release on a Return of the Jedi card. And of course, if you have the Emperor and Darth Vader, then you get an Imperial Guard, or, one of the Imperial Guards. Let me stick him behind the Emperor, sort of covering up those guys, but right? So we're already looking at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 carded figures. Then, of course, because they're on indoor, you're going to get a speeder bike, and you're going to get a speeder bike trooper or a scout trooper. You're going to get a regular stormtrooper because they were around through the original trilogy, and of course it's going to be just recarded. This is the one from The Mandalorian, and he'll just be recarded for Return of the Jedi, right? So now you've gotten how many stormtroopers on different cards? And then here's what I'm thinking about. So you got this Luke. You got the Luke with the indoor outfit where you can easily pull off his poncho, and he would be easily the one that goes up against the Emperor. But then do they just re-release him on a card in this outfit alone? So you can end up with like 3 Luke Skywalkers for Return of the Jedi on card, right? And then they just do it separately with the little tab down, so you get a separate Luke Skywalker. And then you got to think about, like, what else are they potentially going to release? And then you get maybe a Jabba the Hutt, but is he going to be like another play set, right? Are you going to get any more of the Skiff guards that go along with, Lando? Are you going to get, C-3PO and R2-D2 again on card? Will R2, the new R2, have like a spot maybe for the lightsaber to fit in it? That would actually be really cool. You're going to get the Ewoks. I don't have any of the Ewoks, so I can't show you those, but you'll get a variety of the Ewoks, Wicket, whatever. You know, and then, you know, maybe some Imperial Gunner, the Imperial Gunner, those guys that are running around the new Death Star. So I'm going to move this back a little bit so you can take a better look at the figures that I have out there. And then we're going to talk about the controversial. Are we going to get an updated version of this figure here? And take a look at this picture and take a look at this head, right? So here's the original, and that's what the head kind of looks like. As you can see in the picture that I'm showing you, I think the head looks completely different. So I think that they already had a model for an updated head version, and as you can see in the picture, there's Bib Fortuna in the background, so I could almost tell you we're getting a Bib Fortuna. So anyways, tell me what you think. This is what I have already. Is it worth getting them again and having them on Return of the Jedi cards for you? And you know, the head upgrades, did that make a difference? That type of stuff. Will we get an updated version of this figure? Can you think of anything else that you think is already coming? We know we got General Lando Calrissian, right? They did announce that, so we know we got General Lando Calrissian. Do we get a 9 Num, right? So we know we're getting General Calrissian, right, in the outfit. They've already announced that. Do we get an Ewok Village Leia, right, to go along with the new hair, the whole thing? Do we get another AT-AT driver? You know, do we get the commander who was in the AT-AT? Do we get one of those? Do we get any more indoor soldiers? Do we get a thing like with the Rebel soldier with the face swap for the indoor troopers or whatever? Do we get that type of stuff? I mean, do we get the Max Rebo band? So here we go. We're already looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, possibly 17 here. And if you can think of any more, let me know in the comments. Appreciate it, everybody. I just thought I'd throw that little video out there to get people thinking about Return of the Jedi in a couple of years. Have a great night.